Here we go. Okay, so we walk into the unit, and right here are the coat closet doors. They swing around because they don't have any bottom tracks. You may wish to install some bottom tracks so that they don't swing around, and we'll find that condition in both of the bedrooms as well. Also, you don't have any kind of like a handle in here, so it's a little bit more difficult to open and close these doors. A handy person could install some sort of a handle for you. Now, inside this coat closet, we have our circuit breaker panel. And from downstairs, the electricity comes up to here, and it gets distributed to the various lights and outlets and electrical appliances in your unit. And you have a decent number of circuits here, which tells me that the electricity is fairly well distributed. And there's a label there that tells you where they go to. Okay. Then, over here in the kitchen, I don't inspect stoves, but I did at least just kind of like turn this one on and see if it worked, and it worked. The numbers on the dials have worn away, so it's difficult to tell which setting you have it on. In fact, I tried to turn this off, but apparently I didn't turn it off a moment ago, or actually about 10 minutes ago, and so now I'm not sure which one's on.
I think this one.
Okay. Yeah, this one felt kind of warm, so I think it's that one.
Yeah.
So you may wish to contact the manufacturer.
She's actually interested in replacing this unit. She had asked me to ask you what you think, how we can do that.
You would have to talk to a kitchen specialist, and they would have to take the right measurements, or you would have to, if it's going to be larger, of course, you'd have to get rid of some of these cabinets. Yeah, and keep in mind that it would have to be an electric stove and electric oven because there's no gas coming to the unit.
What about these countertops? She had asked about replacing them with Caesar stone. Can you give me a number on that?
No, because we don't actually do construction work, so I would not be able to tell you how much that would cost. Yeah, and they are cracked. There are a lot of cracks in the tiles at various locations. All right. Now, a lot of your electrical outlets in here have buttons in them. These are called ground fault circuit interrupters, and that was the standard. It's been the standard for quite some time that they be installed in the kitchen. Now, the standard at one time was that anywhere within 6 feet of a sink needed them, but then they changed it so that all the kitchen outlets have it. And I don't know when this kitchen was installed. If it was installed fairly recently, then this also should have had a GFCI outlet in it, and it does not have one. So I'm just going to recommend you install one for additional safety. But all the outlets that are over here do have the GFCI buttons in them, the test and reset button. It's a very sensitive outlet, so if you have something plugged into it and falls into a sink of water, it turns off the power. All right, so moving right along. Our fireplace here is a wood-burning fireplace, and it has a damper inside that you can reach in and open and close when you have a fire. I had a little bit of difficulty operating the damper just because of the soot. I'm going to recommend you clean the fireplace. Fireplaces should be cleaned periodically just for safety, and when a fireplace specialist cleans it, then they also determine if any type of repairs are needed inside. All right. We have modern double pane glass windows, vinyl sash, and I think they've been here for a little while. Some could use some maintenance, like this window right here in the living room. When I open it, you can hear the spring inside. It's kind of making a noise there. That is a handy person or window specialist needs to do some adjustment to the springs. Then if we go here into the front, or in the bedroom here, the northeast bedroom, we have some fog between the glass at some of the panes. If you look closely, you can see some discolorations there. And if you step back a little bit, you can see from here fog at the corner of that window over there too.
This one?
Yeah, if you step over here, it's really apparent.
Oh, yeah, I see it right there.
You see that?
Yeah.
And we have the same going on at this window as well. Check with the Homeowners Association, find out who's responsible for windows. Now, while this condition really shouldn't pose any harm to your building, it is an aesthetic imperfection that is developed, and so the window is considered to be broken. All right. We have heating. We have heaters in each room, baseboard electric heaters, and they have a little dial on them that you turn on the heat. Make sure you don't store anything against them because they can get very hot. It's a potential fire hazard. Make sure your curtains do not go all the way down there to the heater. They do appear to be a bit older. Typically, well, they are known to last 25 years, but I've seen them last 50 years, so I can't tell you how much longer they're going to last. Again, with the doors, with the swinging action. All right, then here in the bathroom, we have a slight amount of delamination at the baseboard here. Maybe a little bit of moisture got into that sometime in the past. Easy draw. All right, so here we are in the bathroom. The sink, the drain line underneath the sink has a little bit of leakage. And what it is that you have a little lever behind here that is for the sink stopper. And we have a little bit of leakage there and a little bit of leakage, I think, maybe at the gasket. You see a little bit of shimmer there. Some moisture is getting out of there. So it's starting to leak.
So she asked about how much that would cost to replace this drain stopper, and
a handy person could probably do it for $100 to $200. You know, it's more labor than anything. The parts are pretty inexpensive.
Got it.
All right. The tub stopper did not operate when I tested it. I turned it and it just stayed where it was. A handy person should be able to help you out there with that as well. Okay, moving right along. Some of the doors, there's a little bit of difficulty. This door, you know, they painted the unit recently, and sometimes the paint gets in the way. I'm gonna try this right here. You can hear the creak in the door. You hear that? Yeah. So maybe a little bit of sanding is needed for that door.
She's adjusting this door.
Okay,
This
yeah.
doesn't. What happened is they put new hinges, so the guy, you need to shave.
Yeah.
So is he coming back to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, before the clip.
Yeah, that door just doesn't close.
That doesn't close at all.
No.
This door in the other bedroom is.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They need to adjust that so that the handyman's coming back to do that.
moving right along, we have some of the grout in between the tiles is getting a little bit worn. If you look closely, you can see some gaps starting to develop between the tiles. A handy person could re-grout that so that water would not get in. Okay, that's about it for now.
Okay. There's a door missing here. Apparently it's here, but it needs to be replaced. There it is.
We're not there yet.
Let's go. Garage now, and there's some dry rot over here at the deck that's underneath the structure.
Professional people, not handyman, so it looks pretty good. It's not concrete, so the way they built it. Before, but it looks like they're repaired. See, it must have leakage from the bathroom above. It looks like they repaired this there from the two bathrooms. And you can see the old signs of stains, but they repaired it because they replastered it. And you need to replaster because it needs a 1 hour firewall.
So it just looks unfinished.
Yeah, it looks like they fixed it because they replastered everything. So, of it, you see right there in the corner?
Yeah.
And on that corner, that means somebody already tested it. You should get the older report that shows that. The association should have a copy of it. Because what happens is, when we do test holes this is a common area, the association has to sign it off. So they should have a copy of that report.
Do you have do you see anything that like alarms you?
Not at this moment. It's freshly painted. It should have made holes. I don't know how many years ago, but it should be okay. The vent strips looks okay. It's not really rusted or any signs of leakage, so you should be in pretty good shape. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a test one. They have the same thing there, see?
Yeah.
See right there? That means it's been tested, so the association has it right there. Now, the other problem is this area here. Isn't that right above this? So the leakage would be in this area here. If there was any leaks. There's a
Light well.
light well where the skylight comes down, and there's roof membrane, so if there was any leakage, it would be right there, but it doesn't look like. At least it's been painted there, it doesn't look to be like any signs of danger anywhere. Outwardly, anyway. How old is the roof?
7.5.
7.5 years.
7.5 years? The question I have though is how old is
The side roof?
the?
You know, we have the whole thing upstairs, the reserve study, to go look.
Yeah, what you have to look at is what, if they, I mean, the main roof, they always change the main roof, but.
This was a modified bitumen one. This
Okay,
one.
so they changed this one here too?
I don't, no, the upstairs is tar and gravel, this is modified bitumen.
Some painting of the trim work on the outside, there doesn't seem to be any reason to worry about the wood members behind the spectrum. I think you should be okay.